Good morning, dear children. Let us continue the lesson motion along a straight line. Last class I have mentioned the physical quantities and their classification as scalars and vectors. And today's class we are going to discuss about various physical quantities such as distance, displacement, speed, velocity and then acceleration. Okay, and we can see one by one. First consider distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. And for its study, we are considering an example here. Actually, this is the top view of a park, isn't it? And here, your house is located here. In this example, your house is located here, and here your front house. This is your house, and this is your front house. Suppose if you want to move to your front house, you have to cover this much path length. Actually, along all sides of this path, road is there. Okay, and to move to your front house, you have to cover this much path length. Actually, this path length covered by you, that is called distance. Okay, then what is distance? The total path length covered by an object during its motion. That is called distance. The total path length covered by an object during its motion is called distance. And here, this much distance is taken as 40 meter and this much distance is taken as 30 meter. Then what is distance here? 40 meter plus 30 meter, that is actually 70 meter. That is the distance travelled by you from your house to your friend's house. Listen it. And here, to find the path length, there is no need to specify the direction of motion. Okay, we need only its magnitude, that is 70, that is enough. That is why this distance that comes under the category of scalar. So distance is a scalar quantity because it has only magnitude. No need to specify its direction. So distance is a scalar quantity. Then what is the SI unit of distance? Actually it is meter. Okay, meter is the SI unit of distance. Listen it. Then what is distance? The total path length covered by an object during its motion. That is called distance. Distance is a scalar quantity and the SI unit of distance is meter. Okay. And next come displacement. Actually displacement means the shortest distance between the initial and final position. Okay. Actually this is your initial position and this is your, now you are at here. So this is your final position. So displacement is actually the shortest distance between the initial and final position. Okay, the shortest distance between the initial and final position. So this is actually the displacement of you. Okay, the shortest distance between the initial and final position. That is called displacement. You know what is displacement? It is the shortest distance between the initial and final position of an object during its motion. That is called displacement. Okay, and while specifying displacement, we have to mention its direction also. That is from this to this. That is its direction from initial position to final position. So we have to mention the direction also. So so the displacement that comes under the category of vector. Okay, under the category of vector. So displacement is a vector quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity. Then you know the SI unit of displacement. Here also the SI unit of displacement is meter. The SI unit of displacement is meter. Okay, then what is displacement? The shortest distance between the initial and final position of an object is called displacement. Displacement is a vector quantity, and the SI unit of displacement is meter. The SI unit of displacement is meter. Okay, see here now you are in your friend's house. Next, you want to reach your house. Then you can take this way to this. Okay, so then what is the total distance covered by you? You have to add this much distance to this, and also you have to add this to this much distance. This is actually the total distance traveled by you. Okay, then what about the displacement? Suppose from the friend's house you reached here. So your initial position is here, your final position is also here. So the displacement of u is actually what? It is 0. Okay, because the initial position and final position here coincide. So the displacement of u is 0. Okay, so we can say the displacement that can be 0, but the distance cannot be 0. Okay, the distance cannot be 0, but displacement can be 0, then the initial and final position coincide. The displacement can be 0, then the initial and final position coincide. Okay, and also we can consider the distance is always positive because we are not specify the direction. So the distance is always positive, but the displacement is positive or negative. Okay, the displacement is positive or negative. Next we can summarize the difference between distance and displacement. Here the distance is the total path length covered by an object during its motion. Then the displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final position. Then distance is a scalar quantity. Then displacement is a vector quantity. Then distance is always positive and displacement can be both positive and negative. The distance cannot be 0, but displacement can be 0. Okay. Once more, the distance is actually the total path length covered by an object during its motion. That is called distance. Then displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final position. Then distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Then distance is always positive, but displacement is both positive and negative. And here the distance cannot be 0 and displacement can be 0 if the initial and final position coincide. That is about the difference between distance and displacement. Next about uniform and non-uniform motion. Uniform and non-uniform motion. Here we are considering an example. Consider the motion of a car. Consider the motion of a car along a straight line. Suppose here the car that covers a distance of 10 meter for every 1 second. Okay, here that covers a distance of 10 meter for every 1 second. Then we can say the motion of the car is uniform. Okay, here the distance travelled by the car for every 1 second is actually 10 meter. That means for every 1 second that car covers a distance of 10 meter. So we can say the motion of the car is uniform. Isn't it? So let's define the uniform motion as an object is said to be in uniform motion if it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. Okay, an object is said to be in uniform motion if it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time along a straight line. Then its motion is called uniform motion. If an object covers equal distances in equal intervals of time along a straight line, then its motion is called uniform motion. Okay. The next is non-uniform motion. Actually the opposite of uniform motion, that is the non-uniform motion. Here also we can consider the motion of car. Okay, and here for every 1 second the distance covered by the car is not equal. Like this. Okay, that is first 1 second it covers a distance of 7 meter, and next 1 second it covers a distance of 5 meter, and next 1 second it covers a distance of 6 meter. Then we can say that car is in non-uniform motion. That car is in non-uniform motion. That means if an object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. If an object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, then the motion is said to be non-uniform. Okay, that is the difference between uniform and non-uniform motion. If an object covers equal distances in equal intervals of time along a straight line, its motion is uniform. Suppose if an object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, okay, then its motion is said to be non-uniform. That is the difference between uniform and non-uniform motion. Next, the speed. The next physical quantity is actually speed. Okay, and speed is actually, it is used to measure the rate of motion. The rate of motion of an object can be expressed in speed. Then how we can measure the rate of motion, or how we can measure the speed of an object, speed of a moving object? To measure the speed of an object, actually we need two things. The first is the distance travelled, and the second is the time interval. Okay, so to measure the rate of motion or speed of a moving object, we need two things. That is, first is the distance travelled, and next is the time interval. The next, by using this, how we can measure speed? Okay, actually speed, actually it is the distance travelled per unit time. Speed is the distance travelled per unit time. Okay, that is actually called the speed of an object. Speed of an object means distance travelled by an object in unit time. Okay, distance travelled by an object in unit time is actually called what? Speed. Actually all these things you studied in 9th standard. Okay, do you remember that? Okay, what is speed? The distance travelled by an object in unit time. That is called speed. Okay, next we can write the speed as speed is equal to distance divided by time. Okay, this is the equation for calculating speed of an object. Okay, speed is equal to distance divided by time. Okay, what is the equation for speed? Speed equal to distance by time. Suppose if an object travels a distance of s during the time t, then the speed v can be represented as s by t. Okay, suppose if an object travels a distance of s during the time t, then the speed can be represented as v is equal to s divided by t. The speed v equal to s by t. Okay, and here the speed is a scalar quantity. Speed is a scalar quantity. Here we don't want to specify the direction of motion. So here the speed is considered as a scalar quantity. Then can you say the unit of speed? What is the unit of speed? Using this equation we can easily find out the unit of speed. You know the unit of distance? Yes, actually it is meter. Then you know the unit of time, it is second. This thing can be written as meter per second or meter second raised to -1. This is the unit of speed. Okay, meter per second or meter second raised to minus 1 is the unit of speed. Okay, then what is speed? Actually, speed of an object means distance travelled by an object in unit time. Distance travelled by an object in unit time is called speed. We have the equation speed equal to distance by time. Suppose if an object covers a distance of s during the time t, then the speed v can be written as s by t. Okay, if speed is a scalar or vector? Yes, it is a scalar quantity. Speed is a scalar quantity. Then what is the unit of speed? Meter per second or meter second raised to minus 1. That is the unit of, or as the unit of speed. Okay, here the speed of an object can be, uniform or variable. Okay, so an object can move with uniform speed or an object can move with variable speed. Okay, variable speed. Suppose if an object covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. Consider the previous example. We can consider the motion of a car. Here, for every 1 second, that car covers a distance of 10 meter. Then what is its speed of the car? Actually, it is 10 meter per second. Distance is 10 and the time is 1 second. So, actually it is, the speed of the car is 10 meter per second. Okay, so it moves with a constant speed. That is 10 meter per second. Okay, that is when the object is in uniform motion, it moves with a uniform speed or constant speed. Okay, and when the object moves or when the object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. Okay, in that case the speed of the object is varies. That time we can say the object moves with a variable speed. Okay, so in short we can say if the object is in uniform motion, the speed is a constant. Suppose if the object is in non-uniform motion, the speed is not constant, it will varies. Okay, that means the object does not cover equal distances in equal intervals of time. Okay, in that case we have to find the average speed. We have to find what? We have to find the average speed. Okay, the next is average speed. Okay, in the case of uniform motion, there is no need to calculate the average speed because speed is a constant. But in the case of non-uniform motion, the speed of an object is not a constant. In that case, we have to calculate the average speed. Okay, most of the motion surrounding us are actually it is non-uniform. In that cases, we have to calculate the average speed. Then how we can calculate the average speed? Actually, it is calculated as the ratio of total distance travelled by total time. Okay, this is the equation for calculating average speed. Average speed can be calculated as the ratio of total distance travelled divided by total time taken. Okay, total distance travelled divided by time taken. Okay, what is average speed? Average speed is the ratio of total distance travelled by total time taken. Okay, average speed is the ratio of total distance travelled by total time taken. Can you say the unit of average speed? Here also the unit is meter per second or meter second raised to minus 1 is the unit of average speed. Okay, what is average speed? Average speed is the ratio of total distance travelled by total time taken. So the average speed equal to total distance travelled divided by total time taken. Next about velocity. velocity. Okay, here speed of an object actually that gives a small information about the motion of an object. Okay, and more information is actually provided by this physical quantity, that is velocity. Okay, then actually what is velocity? Actually it is the speed of an object moving in a definite direction. Okay, speed of an object moving in a definite direction, that is called the velocity. That is, along with the speed, when we specify the direction, that becomes velocity. Speed of an object moving in a definite direction is given by velocity. Okay, we can also express velocity in terms of displacement. Okay, speed is equal to what? What is speed? Distance travelled per unit time. That is actually speed. And here the velocity is given by displacement per unit time. Okay, velocity is given by displacement per unit time. Okay, in this way mathematically we can calculate the velocity of a moving object. Okay, velocity equal to displacement divided by time. Okay, this is also called the rate of change of displacement. Rate of change of displacement. Okay, that is any physical quantity divided by time. That is actually called the rate. Any physical quantity divided by time. Okay, so velocity of an object is the speed of a moving object in a particular direction. And in terms of displacement, velocity is the rate of change of displacement. Velocity is the rate of change of displacement. Okay, so velocity equal to displacement divided by time. Velocity equal to displacement divided by time. Can you guess velocity is a scalar or vector? Okay, it is a vector quantity. Velocity is a vector quantity. Okay, here we are specifying its direction. So velocity is a vector quantity. Okay, then you know the unit of velocity. You know the unit of speed. What is the unit of speed? Meter per second or meter second raised to -1. Okay, that is the unit of velocity is same as that of unit of speed. Okay, that is meter per second or meter second raised to -1. Actually that is the unit of velocity. Okay, actually velocity is the speed of an object moving in a particular direction. And in terms of displacement, we can say rate of change of displacement is called velocity. That is velocity equal to displacement by time. Okay, then velocity is a vector quantity and its SI unit is meter per second or meter second raised to -1. Let's summarize the difference between speed and velocity. Here, speed is actually the distance travelled per unit time is called speed. And speed of an object moving in a particular direction is called velocity. Then speed is a scalar quantity and velocity is a vector quantity. Then the speed is always positive because we are not mentioning its direction. Here velocity is positive or negative since we are mentioning the direction of motion. Then actually speed equal to distance by time and velocity is equal to displacement by time. Okay, the distance travelled per unit time is called speed. Speed with the direction is called velocity. Then speed is a scalar quantity. Then velocity is a vector quantity. Then speed is always positive. Then velocity is positive or negative. Then speed equal to distance by time and velocity is equal to displacement by time. Next physical quantity we are going to study is the acceleration. Acceleration. Okay. In uniform motion, the velocity of an object is a constant. That is, in uniform motion along a straight line, that object moves with a constant velocity. But in the case of non-uniform motion, the velocity is not a constant. Velocity is not a constant. Okay, what are the situations where the velocity changes? Suppose if the speed of an object changes, velocity also changes. Or the direction of motion changes, the velocity also changes. Or both the speed and direction of motion changes, velocity also changes. Okay, in the three situations, the velocity of an object may change. Actually, the change is either increase or decrease. Okay, that means the velocity is either increases or the velocity is decreases. Both is called a change, whether it is increase or decrease, isn't it? And in the case of non-uniform motion, the velocity is not a constant, you know. Object does not move with a constant velocity. That means there is a change in velocity. This change can be understood by using this physical quantity acceleration. Okay, actually acceleration is the measure of change in velocity of a moving object. Okay, acceleration is a measure of change in velocity of a moving object. So we can define acceleration as this the change in velocity per unit time. Change in velocity in unit time. Okay, acceleration is defined as the change in velocity per unit time. Okay, what is acceleration? Acceleration is the ratio of change in velocity per unit time. Okay, so we can actually acceleration is represented by small a. That is equal to change in velocity divided by time. That is actually acceleration. And this actually what is change in velocity? Actually it is final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. Okay, change in velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity, that divided by time gives actually acceleration. Okay, acceleration is the change in velocity per unit time. Suppose if an object moves with an initial velocity of u, then after a time t, its velocity changes to v. Okay, so the initial velocity is u and the final velocity is v. Then we can write the acceleration a as, instead of final velocity we can write v. Then instead of initial velocity we can write u. So v minus u by t. This is the mathematical relation for acceleration. Acceleration a is equal to v minus u by t. What is the relation for acceleration? A equal to v minus u divided by t, where v stands for the final velocity, u stands for the initial velocity, and t stands for the time interval. Okay. Here acceleration is the change in velocity per unit time. So we can write acceleration is equal to, instead of change in velocity we can write final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. Suppose if an object moves with an initial velocity u, then after a time t, its velocity changes to v. Then we can write the acceleration a as v minus u by t. Okay, and here the acceleration is a vector quantity. Acceleration is a vector quantity. Actually it has both magnitude and direction. So acceleration is a vector quantity. Then you know the unit of acceleration. Can you find the unit of acceleration? See here. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time. You know the unit of velocity, meter second raised to minus 1. Again divided by time. Unit of time is second. And this can be written as meter second raised to minus 1. When this s that goes up, it becomes again s raised to minus 1. So meter second raised to minus 2 or meter per second square is the unit of acceleration. Okay, meter second raised to minus 2 or meter per second is the unit of acceleration. Okay, and here the acceleration is of two types. We have two types of acceleration. That is, first is the positive acceleration and second is the negative acceleration. Second is the negative acceleration. Acceleration is of two types, positive acceleration and negative acceleration. When the acceleration is called positive acceleration. Suppose if a bus that starts from rest or starts to move, what happens is velocity going on increasing. In this case, the acceleration becomes positive. That means if the velocity of an object increases, if the velocity of an object increases, acceleration is called positive acceleration. When a bus starts to move, what happens to its speed or velocity? It goes on increasing. In that case, the acceleration is positive. So what is positive acceleration? If the velocity of an object increases with the time, then the acceleration is called positive acceleration. Next comes negative acceleration. Suppose a bus going to stop or a train that going to stop, what happens to its speed or velocity? Going on decreasing, and this acceleration is called negative acceleration. Okay, that is, if the velocity of an object decreases, then the acceleration is called negative acceleration. If the velocity of an object decreases, its acceleration is called negative acceleration. And the negative acceleration is otherwise called retardation. Negative acceleration is otherwise called retardation or deceleration. Okay, the negative acceleration is otherwise called retardation or deceleration. Okay, that is about the two types of acceleration. We have two different types of acceleration, that is positive acceleration and negative acceleration. If the velocity of an object increases with the time, then the acceleration is called positive acceleration, and if the velocity of an object decreases with the time, then the acceleration is called negative acceleration. That is about acceleration and two types of accelerations. Okay, listen it. Then after summarizing all the things that we have learned today, we can wind up today's class. Okay, first we learned about distance and displacement. Actually, distance is the total path length covered by an object during its motion. Then what is displacement? The shortest distance between the initial and final position of an object, that is called the displacement. Then we learned the difference between distance and displacement. Next, we learned speed. What is speed actually? It is the distance travelled per unit time. Speed equal to distance divided by time. Okay, then what is the unit of speed? It is meter per second. Okay, the next, velocity. What is velocity? Speed of an object moving in a particular direction. That is called the velocity. Okay, the velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. The next, what is acceleration? What is acceleration? This is the change in velocity per unit time. Okay, it is the change in velocity per unit time. Then what is the equation for acceleration? A equal to v minus u by t. Then what is the unit of acceleration? Meter per second square. Okay, then we have two types of acceleration, positive acceleration and negative acceleration. If the velocity is increasing, the acceleration is said to be positive. If the velocity is decreasing, the acceleration is said to be negative. Okay, is it clear for you? Okay, that is the end of today's class. Thank you, children.